Hi guys, welcome to episode 1 of Let's Talk Anime. This is a new podcast series we're starting on the Studio 151 platform, and we'll be covering all things anime. For this episode, we're just going to have kind of like a fun introduction and talk a bit about, what animes got us into the genre and just more about our personal tastes and just have some discussion. So it's going to be a very relaxed, conversational first episode. In the future, we'll do more research-related episodes where we talk about different genres and tropes and kind of try to analyze it. But for this one, it's just for giggles. It's just for fun. So before we get started, everyone is going to introduce themselves. I'll go first. My name is Avery. I'm a sophomore here at TU. I study psychology and history.
I'm Chetna. I'm also a sophomore at TU and I study chemical engineering.
I'm Sarah. I am a junior and I study accounting.
I'm Betty, and I'm a sophomore studying media study and film studies.
Awesome. So, okay, everyone is going to answer these 3 questions, and then we're going to get into some fun mini games. Okay, current anime, or if it's been a while, just the last anime you watched, preferred anime genre, and favorite anime or animes of all time. So, I'll go first. A current anime I'm watching is, Jujutsu Kaisen is still coming out with the 2nd season, so I've been watching that. Spy Family is also coming out with their 2nd season, so I will be watching that as well. Other than that, I've been watching too many, of those, reincarnation type of animes, because they're just super silly, and sometimes I don't want to use my brain. But yeah, some of them are weird, though. I will admit there, and we can talk about that later. And so my preferred anime genre, I feel like I like some comedy, make me laugh. I feel like when I first started watching anime, I watched some of the darker stuff, more like thrillers, but lately I just kind of want that slice of life or comedy vibe. And then my favorite anime of all time, no shocker, but Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know how good our video quality is, but I do have some. We have a lot of merch on the table. A lot of it is Jujutsu Kaisen. But yeah, so that's kind of my favorite anime. Oh, I don't know where I was, but yeah, I like Jujutsu Kaisen, and I like a lot of other stuff too. So I like some romance animes. I like Horimiya, From Me to You, stuff like that. But yeah, okay, what about you, Chetna? What's your current anime watch?
I don't remember the questions. Currently? Okay, so since school started, I've kind of put everything on pause. Like you said, Spy Family. I'll be watching that. I started Gintama over the summer, so probably that's what I'd say, Gintama.
Hell yeah.
Which, there's, a very involved storyline, but at the same time, it's, they do, political parodies of, politicians and, current events, so it's, a really weird mix of things. But I like it so far.
Cool. And so what is your preferred anime genre?
I'd have to say shonen. I watch a lot of shonen. I don't know. I think there's a range within it. It doesn't have to be the, beat 'em up power of friendship all the time,
Fair. And last question, what is your favorite anime or animes of all time?
Okay, I have 2 answers for this. Favorite, as in, comfort, I keep going back and rewatching it again and again, is the original Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh! Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you can see my contribution to the merch. But then favorite, as in, stylistically and, the story and everything, Cowboy Bebop, for sure.
That's a good one. That's a good one. All right, Miss Sarah.
Yes.
Do you remember the questions?
First one was current one I'm watching, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I haven't watched a lot of anime over the summer, but I just recently started watching the 4th season of Demon Slayer. So yeah, that's what I've been watching right now. Favorite genre, I'd probably say something psychological or thriller. I mean, I do like action and shonen as well, but yeah, something that kind of makes you think.
Love it.
And my favorite of all time, I really like Hunter x Hunter a lot.
So
I
good.
mean, I don't know if I could choose a favorite because I feel like different anime and different genres are all kind of good in their own ways, but I really do like Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah. Okay, and then we have Betty.
All right, so the current anime I watch is One Piece. I just keep going with that after I watching the live action, so I keep going on.
How many episodes are you in?
I'm in episode 200 something right
So
now.
she's a fifth of the way through, basically. That's good.
Yeah, I'm talking about a live action of One Piece, and I really enjoy it, so I keep sticking to the anime version. Other than that,
Oh, no.
sorry. Other than that, I also watched My Happy Marriage on
Mhm.
Netflix, and it was very cute. Like, I enjoy it, but not that much, but I enjoy it anyways. And prefer anime genre. I love romance, comedy, slice of life, and crime. Like, yeah, it's like a mix between Sojo and Sonen.
Yeah.
And my favorite animes all the time, I would say Detective Conan. I don't know, like anybody's here watching that. It's called Case Closed here,
Yeah.
but I really enjoyed that movie, and it was the movie that led me into like watching anime all the time. Other than that, I kind of love Lovely Complex. Have any of you watched that?
Heard of it.
No.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's romance and slice of life, like anime, and it's really cute. Like it's about a couple who's the boy is kind of short and the girl's very tall. Like it's very
Oh, that's funny.
contrast.
I like it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very cute.
Well, I watched My Happy Marriage. I watched that one too. It's on Netflix. It's a little kind of romance. It's got some psychological aspects as well. My biggest problem with it is that it's such a slow burn. You know, like it's very drawn out. But I like it too. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's okay just because of the way they structure it. It's very slow.
Yeah, no doubt. Like
Yeah.
it was really interesting at first, but then I got slowed down like throughout the anime. So
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it happens, but and we'll get to talk more about that because for our first little mini game, we have two bowls of prompts, and so okay, the pink bowl is gonna be like hot take, so it's gonna ask your opinion on something, and that one's gonna be like more for open discussion. I'm really wanting to see some debates, so I did put some in there where I know people in this group are gonna disagree with each other, and then on the other side, we have an orange cup, and that one's going to have more conversational prompts. So it's going to ask you to describe something, more just talk about yourself. It's not going to be as like opinion based. But yeah, so who wants to start? Who wants to draw from one of the prompts?
Sarah, you should start.
Yeah, okay. I'll start with a controversial one. This one.
That would be you.
Well, all right. Isekai anime?
That's
Portal anime.
the reincarnation kind
Right?
of ones.
Oh, reincarnation ones?
Reincarnation, or like or like we're the main characters in a different world and they just like are super OP.
Oh, like Sword Art Online.
Sword Art Online's like the epitome
Yeah.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're all just like essentially copies of each other, in my opinion. I've read a lot of like web comics online that are all like just like recycled, like, oh, I've been transported into this like game.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's kind of like
Overdrawn at this point.
it really is. And I didn't even really like Sword Art Online either. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think about it?
I don't know. I mean, it's a trope. I mean, it will be overdone at some point, right? I don't want to be like all of them are bad because
Yeah,
I'm sure
well,
there's some that are good, but I don't have enough experience to like say much
I
about
just think
it.
the ones that I've seen are all so similar. It's
That's
all just like, oh, we've been teleported. Oh, there's like monsters coming in, or oh, we've been like put in a game or something.
Mhm.
And I feel like it's hard to be unique because like with like romance or like shonen and stuff like that. Well, okay, maybe shonen's not a good, because some of them are pretty similar as well.
Some of them can be
Also
kinda similar.
romance, like you have the typical like high school lovers trope where it's like a shy guy or a shy girl and then like
Mhm.
the popular counterpart. But what was I saying? I don't know. I watched a lot of Isekai over the summer because it's like I kind of said already, like you just don't have to use your brain and they're kind of silly and funny sometimes.
Mhm.
And I'll tell you, there's some really absolutely trash ones, and then there's some that I was like, oh, that was very entertaining. Like I'm not gonna say it's like a piece of art. Like it's not something I'm maybe gonna overanalyze. They are kind of
You had the opportunity to hit him.
really, they are kind of simplistic. But yeah, I don't know. I like some of them. I think the biggest trope I hate about them is that a lot of times it's like a character in kind of like modern day, and they're like some old, depressed, like shut in that ends up like dying, and it's supposed to be like they're just misunderstood. But sometimes I feel like it's weirdly like perverted because they get reincarnated, but they still have the like mindset of the 30-year-old, 40-year-old man that they
Mhm.
were in their past life.
Yeah.
So it's like a little weird in some, like I don't like the ones that do a lot with that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like some of them do get kind of weird. you know.
Yeah, because like mentally, sometimes it's like a 40-year-old guy, but in a 15-year-old's body, and so it just feels icky. I don't know.
What
and,
do you
like,
guys think about, rather than like isekai is like the whole show? Like, what about if it's like an arc and like a story? Because like sometimes characters like as like an arc, they'll get transported somewhere and then they come back. I kind of like those
Yeah,
arcs.
like-
I was it's on anime, but it was a Japanese TV show, but like in it they got like everyone got transported into like a high school setting. And, like, they had to, like, regain their memories until, like, the principal was, like, the villain and stuff. And then it came back to the original plot. But I thought that was, like, a cool deviation of them, like, trying to get their memories back in, like, a different setting. I don't know. I think it's fine when it's, like, its own, like, concentrated trope. But I don't know if I like it when it's drawn out into the whole show.
It's like that season in Hunter x Hunter where they were like in the video game. It's my first thought.
I liked that. Honestly, I think it's good for like a separate storyline, but I feel like just on its own, it's just like I feel it's bland. I don't know.
I'm gonna shout one out I like, but it's very Wattpad, I will admit. It's why did Ray Liana end up at the Duke's mansion or something? And I think as a book nerd,
That's so long.
I know.
Nowadays, like, they have such long titles. It's like, now I'm reincarnated into a slime or whatever. Like, super, super long
dude,
titles.
I saw one called The Time I Reincarnated into a Vending Machine or something like that.
What?
Yeah, I didn't watch that one. It didn't pique
Oh.
my interest. Okay, but this one with Ray Liana, I think the reason I like it is because it combines elements of like historical drama, which I like historical dramas. Because basically the girl, she dies in her past life, and when she gets reincarnated, she's actually reincarnated inside a book she read. And I'm sorry, maybe that's just the book nerd in me.
Mhm.
Like that would be so cool to get reincarnated in a book I like.
I kind of like that actually.
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
was intriguing to me because also it was very, I feel like the target audience matters too. That one had more of a female gaze. The other ones I was talking about with like the 40-year-old depressed men that get reincarnated and they're kind of creepy. Like to me that's such like a more male gaze. Maybe that's kind of the difference. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I understand the different views.
Do we want, like, a trash pile or
Yeah.
a used
yeah.
pile?
We can just throw it wherever.
In
Um,
in front of us.
But now I believe we should move on. Betty, draw.
Another hot
Another
take.
hot take.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, I got two. But I didn't see this one, so let's put it back. Live action adaptation.
Ooh, you
Okay,
you
I
should have
just
opinions
say
on this
about
one.
that.
Yes.
Yes. I drop it, sorry. But I put it there. So I really love One Piece.
Mhm.
And you guys gonna stick with me with this.
Yes.
Like I choose to watch it because like the actors, honestly.
Yeah, no.
Like they're so good looking. And
Valid.
Such a good reason.
I know, but they're so good looking, and when you actually watch the live action, you feel like they actually the character that walk out into the reality from the anime. So I really love that, and some of the parts just like change a lot,
Mhm.
and I feel like they skip time from the live action even more than in the anime.
Mhm.
But overall, it's just like a good movie, and the art, like the setting, the music, it's just so good.
I will offer a counter. I remember when it was coming out in the summer, I texted you. I was like, "Is it gonna be any good?" Because the last live action I'd watched was the Netflix Cowboy Bebop. Because I'm a huge Bebop fan, and like I watched it and it was like, it's not that good. Like I felt really bad because I think the actors, a lot of times the actors will be very involved and interested, and then the script writing like fails them completely, or like the sets just don't do them justice. So I was kind of scarred. I was like, I don't want to watch the One Piece one, but then she said it was good, so it's like on my to watch list. But that's the counter I'd offer for like bad
Yeah.
anime adaptations.
No, honestly, it's so good. I don't know, is that because they do the marketing part so good as well? It just
Mhm.
like go into trending of like many platforms. So
That's true.
When because I wrote these, when I first wrote that one, my first thought was Betty, because I knew she really liked the One Piece live action, and then my afterthought was we have a mutual friend named Brenton who said he liked the like English adaptation of Death Note. We were like, dude, you need to see because he hasn't seen the anime, he's not an anime watcher, you need to see the anime, because the live
Yeah.
action was so bad, and like had nothing to do with the actual anime.
I feel like the argument could be. Oh,
Would you get it? No. Okay.
is she's still going around? I think the argument could be extended to like live actions in general. Like you have really good ones, like, and then you have bad ones, like Percy Jackson live actions, were like
Yeah, right.
infamously bad, or the Avatar ones, not the one coming out, but like the old one. And then like there's just weird ones, like for the Ace Attorney
That was
movie.
So close.
Ooh,
Oh my god.
Ace Attorney's a video game, right? But so the movie adaptation was like really weird. Like stylistically, it took a big turn, but like I watch it every year. Like it's my Christmas movie. I know that's weird, but like I think they can offer something that the anime doesn't, right? Or the original source material doesn't. But if they don't do it in an interesting enough way, like no one's gonna want it.
Right. It's like you either get a bad adaptation, like the Death Note or the Percy Jackson one, or you get something that's basically just the same thing. It's regurgitated, so it's like, what's the point? Like, a lot of Disney reboots have been like that.
You want something to, like, you want it to be an improvement, basically. Or, like, different in some way.
Like, add on to the story, add something new. But, yeah. Oh, I'm going to go for a conversation one to...
He's like, no fighting.
To disrupt the controversy. Okay. An anime you dropped... Okay, I have a few in mind. Tokyo Ghoul. Okay, I really like Tokyo Ghoul. I believe it's the 3rd season when Kaneki becomes like that alter ego. I forgot what his name is. And I just wasn't digging it anymore. I don't know. I don't like it when I feel animes change the direction or the direction of the storyline or genre too dramatically, because it's like I fell in love with the story because I like those characters and I like the feel of the show, so when it like changes a lot, it's kind of disappointing. Same thing happened with but this is for a different reason. What is it called? The Devil's a Part-Timer, or
I dropped that one too.
Yeah, I dropped it because when I got to season 2, they changed the art style, so it doesn't just have to be changing like the feel of the show. I mean, it could be the feel of the show in any way, whether it's like the plot, if they changed voice actors, sometimes that makes me want to drop a show, art style, all those sorts of things. And so yeah, I did not like season 2. I feel like they had different voice actors, the art style was different, it just wasn't the same. And then The Promised Neverland was also a big one for me because it went from like a sci-fi dystopian setting to fantasy in the 2nd season. So yeah, there's been animes I've dropped for those reasons. Those are my main reasons. But yeah, what about y'all?
I have to commit to everything I watch. I think the last time I dropped an anime was like in 6th grade. It was Black Butler. It was because a certain character died, and I was very, very distraught, and I haven't picked it up, and it's been like what?
A certain character died.
8 years.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to spoil. I know it's old, but like I don't want to say anything.
We should say there will most likely be spoilers in this episode.
I can't remember who died.
Do you remember like Agni and Soma, like when they were in India?
Oh. Okay,
yeah,
maybe like
that whole part made
vaguely.
me very sad. I was just like, no, my brown representation,
okay.
and then I dropped it. So it's not even the fault of the writers or anything. It was just me not being able to handle it.
Okay, yeah, I watched it so long ago.
It's been a very, very long time.
It's been so long. I sort of
I'm honestly surprised I remembered because I was like, it's giving like 2012. I very much forgot.
So sad for you. You remembered it stuck in your head.
Exactly.
Trauma.
Yeah, I've dropped a lot. I've dropped so many. I just feel like if it doesn't kind of like really grab my attention, then, or it changes definitely, then I probably like, I'm not gonna like waste my time watching something that I don't really like very much. I feel like a good one that I dropped because they kind of like butchered the animation was Seven Deadly Sins. I think it was like the 3rd season. I think maybe it was like a budget issue or something, but the animation got so bad that it was over for me. I stopped watching it, but that's actually a really good one if you guys ever wanted to watch.
Up until a certain point.
Until a certain point, yeah.
Oh, I also dropped Inuyasha because
you did.
Yes, I was watching.
He's right there.
Yeah, he is right here. I still love it. It still has a very dear place in my heart. It's because of the transition from the series in the 90s to when they continued on the story in the early 2000s. It was Ben 10 looking animation. It wasn't the same. In the storyline, I was like, what are we doing? What is going on?
What is going on?
Also, there's a voice actor change, right? You didn't like that either for the dub.
Yes, Kagome's voice I was watching the dub. Kagome's voice actor changed, and that like she's the main character. Like that's gonna mess with me. Same thing happened to the Mob dub voice actor. They replaced Mob's voice actor. I mean, if you're gonna change a voice actor, if it's a side character, maybe I can tolerate it. But if it's the main character, the lead, like that's gonna throw me off. I don't know. It's weird.
That's fair.
I get it.
Yeah.
What have you dropped?
I don't remember. If I drop something, I don't like it, and I forget.
It wasn't
about
important enough
that.
to remember, right?
Yeah. But I would say Dragon Ball. Like I
No.
watched it when I was a kid on television.
Yeah.
And then I searched it up online to catch up like all the episodes.
There's too many. And I'm saying that
Yeah.
as a person who's seen like almost every episode of Yu-Gi-Oh, which is like over 1,000. There's too many episodes of Dragon Ball.
I know. I watched like a couple of them and just like feel like it's not make me feel interesting enough.
I feel
Just,
like from the original series, like I've seen up until the Cell arc, and then after that, like I kind of forgot what happens, and like I never put in the effort to get back into it. I don't know.
Yeah. You know, if I drop something, I just don't like it and
Yeah.
just go somewhere else.
All right,
Ready?
next one.
Yeah.
I'll
It's
do
your turn.
I'll do a hot take.
Everyone's feeling
Okay.
opinionated.
Hold take.
Fan fictions and fan art. Like as in, are we pro or are we
It's
anti?
just any thoughts on it. Any thoughts
Okay,
you
so
have.
like I was very much involved on like Tumblr as a middle schooler, so like I'm very much pro fan art, fan fiction, I guess. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people like villainize it. It's like it's just like what's the difference between you being a silly little kid and like writing a story out and then versus you publishing it online on like a free platform? I don't know if there's a huge difference. I mean, the difference is that you're kind of opening yourself up to criticism. That's the main difference, I think. I don't know. Do people take it too far? Yes. Am I a
Yes.
fan of like real people shipping? Absolutely not. No.
The Sukuna Hello Kitty art must be stopped.
I think they should continue. I
I
think
think that's cute.
I think it's cool. I
though.
think it's very good.
This, like the Sanrio.
But some people are bound to get weird about it.
Well, that's just the
Oh,
internet. I
people
don't know if that's
getting
a
weird?
fandom thing. I think that's just the internet.
I guess that's my thing is the fan art where I feel like we're over sexualizing characters or implying a weird context is what is
Oh, okay.
too
Hmm.
much. Which I feel like this is not even like really a controversial statement. Like you can make good fan art and not like make fun of people or call it cringe. Like come on. But then at the same time, some people are being weird about it and
Oh,
it
yeah.
is cringe.
I will say I think there's boundaries to draw, but at the same time I feel like people like hate on like 12-year-olds online and I'm like you're
Right.
going off on the wrong person, I think.
And some fan art is really great. When I was reading, this is not anime, but when I was reading the Percy Jackson series, I loved looking up fan art because Rick Riordan's fan art that he made back in the day is ugly. Like, it is so bad.
He's not a good artist.
I don't know what was going on. But yeah, so I loved looking at fan art. But yeah, I think lately, just because I've been watching maybe more mainstream anime, I just see like weird edits where I'm like, why are we being like this? Or like, oh, this one's not even anime. Have y'all seen like the Mordecai My Little Pony?
I think that's my favorite meme. I love sending it to people like Twilight Sparkle and Mordecai, right?
Yes.
I think it's great. I think they should continue.
I think
That meme's like from 10 years ago, but I think they should continue.
I think no.
Oh, wait, no, I finally realized what it was. I was like, I haven't seen it. No, I haven't.
I was like, do I need to sing the song? I don't know. I feel like I do agree. Like, it can be cringe and it can be problematic, but I think when people are like, do away with the entire thing,
Yeah.
that's just creative freedom. I don't know.
It's too extreme, and you're right. A lot of the times when people are like hating on fan art, they're just hating on like some 12-year-old that is posting stuff online, trying to have a good time.
Yeah.
And you know, my artwork was awful when I was 12. So
my
we should not be-
writings, my I don't have the accounts anymore, thank God. But like I used to like write. It was not good. But that's where you learn. That's how you become better.
Exactly. You know, that 12-year-old making art that might just be maybe a little not proportional or whatever it is, like they might go into high school and like, you know, really make something out
Pursue
of
it, yeah.
It's development. So
I have
yeah.
one more thought. I have like thoughts on everything. I'm so sorry. But like my one last thought is that like now because we're on the internet, everything is so like open to criticism. Everything is like public. But like if you think about like housewives were making like Star Trek fan fiction in the 70s, they would have to print it out and like go door to door and like hand it out to their fellow like fans, right? Like that's a level of effort that was required. So like it would be more refined, I would assume. I don't know. But like I feel like because it's the internet, it's just so easy to put whatever you want on there. So not everything might have the same level of like thought throughness. That's not a word. But like I think because of the internet, like it's the ease of access is so much easier.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Star Trek lore with Chetna.
It's just fandom lore, honestly. That's where like a lot of modern fandom came from, right?
I think the fly is dead.
Yeah, I haven't seen
He's
him
gone.
either.
He heard us talking and he was like, I'm out of here.
He dipped. All right, Miss Sarah. Pick your poison.
Okay, I'll do. I like the controversial ones.
Sorry for putting all this stuff in front of you. I didn't think
Nah,
of that.
it's okay. Old versus new animation styles. I kind of My thing is like I feel like a big thing whenever I choose shows to watch is I have to like the art and find it like nice to look at. So and I feel like a lot of older styles sometimes can not be as like I don't like them as much. But I mean I don't know. I think it's a toss up depending on like kind of like what the style is like. But
Yeah.
I like newer styles.
Do you have opinions, Chetna?
Of course I do. I have an opinion on everything. I love hand-drawn anime. I know it's like people are like, I wish they did it back in the old days. Like it's way more labor intensive to do it how they did back then. But like I love the style of hand-drawn anime. Like I keep bringing up Yu-Gi-Oh because I've like seen every single one. But like within each series, like the original series was mostly hand-drawn, and then after the like third, fourth series, they started introducing like 3D models for like the monsters, and then like the modern series, the art style is completely different, but it's like very much like all digital and everything. And it's like I've seen the progression. I really like. There's something so comforting about like older animes and like the way that it looks.
Yeah, for me, I was just thinking of that transition from the 90s Inuyasha to the early 2000s. I did not like the Ben 10 looking animation. I was not a fan, but I will say there's still a lot of like contemporary animes where I'm like, wow, like I feel like they're doing something really cool and interesting with the art style. Like I really like Mob. I like the use of color. I like
JJK even.
JJK. Actually, that one's been kind of a little bit of a debate within the fandom because between the first season and the second season, they changed the animation style to be more fluid. Which some people, such as my dad, who actually watches it, it was like, whoa, the animation looks so much more fluid, it's so much more better. But then, like, some of the, like, more hardcore fans, I've read the manga, are like, no, like, season 1 was more edgy. It was not as fluid, it was kind of jagged, but they thought that fit the vibe of the show. So, yeah.
Speaking of that, Way of the House Husband on Netflix, like it's not an anime, it's like an animated manga. Like it's very like it's like if you were watching it without context, it's very jerky, but that's what the mangaka wanted. He wanted it to be like look like it was just the manga pages animated. So I feel like that kind of comes down to like a stylistic choice too.
Yeah, and I feel like also thinking about this more, maybe there's some animes that I feel like are just mass-produced, trying to get them out there, so maybe they don't have as nice, like, animation or creativity in mind. You mentioned Cowboy Bebop earlier. I haven't seen all of it, but I really like how the soundtrack and the art style really, like, just complements each other. You know, just kind of like this, like, old New York jazz feel mixed with kind of like that. I mean, because it's an older anime, it's like a little grainier quality and very like, I don't know, just the style.
It holds up really well.
Darker colors, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Betty?
Yeah, for me, it also depends on like what anime I watch. For example, like Fruit Basket. I know they remake like the new version, but in my opinion, I still don't like it, even though I know it's expand like the story more. But I kind of like the version of like 2001, which like the art is very clear, the color is colorful.
Oh wow, I don't like the 2001 one.
I kind of
really
like that
don't.
one.
It's okay. No,
Yeah,
it's totally
okay,
fine.
it's
But
okay,
like,
yes.
it's really interesting how people do like.
Yes, I feel like it's like a part of my childhood because I watch it on television as
yeah.
well, and they do like the sub and the dub. Like, I like both of them, and the art is just like so good. So I have not watched the latest one, but yeah, it's my opinion though.
These are all good takes, ladies.
Lady.
All right, let's move on to another one.
Do I
Betty,
pick it?
yeah.
Yeah, it's your turn.
I'm gonna take this one.
Yeah, please take out of both. I think there's more in here.
What is it? Oh, an anime character you find annoying. I would say Sakura in Naruto.
That's not a hot take at all. That's like every person on Reddit.
I know, but like I love
That
her at
one's-
first, but then throughout the anime, I just found her so annoying. Even though I know like it's very typical for the girl that age act like that, but it just like annoy me so
Gets
much.
on your gears, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like personally, I think Naruto is also very annoying.
Oh no. Can you do an impression of him?
I'm gonna be the next Hokage.
That's I like part of the reason I can't get into Naruto is I think the characters not just Naruto, also like Sakura. I feel like they annoy me. And
That's why I read the manga. I've never seen Naruto. I've read all of the manga. So like I can just imagine their voices in my head instead.
I feel like a lot of like shonen protagonists are kind of annoying though. I mean, like gosh, I don't remember who the main protagonist, what his name is of like Black Clover. Oh my gosh, he was so annoying I couldn't watch
Here,
the show.
I'll look it up.
Like, was it like Asta? Maybe?
Black
Have you guys seen it? You probably haven't.
No, I haven't. I mean, I remember
He has like
knowing of it.
silver hair. I don't remember.
Let's see. His
I-
name is Asta.
Oh my goodness. Like I know it's like to develop them as a character so they become less annoying, but I just some of them are just so annoying at the beginning. I can't get into it.
I hate Zenitsu and Demon Slayer. I have such like unbridled rage every time he shows up on camera. When he's sleeping, he's fine, because homie actually gets it together. But he's just annoying. I feel like it's so normalized that he's like weird with Nezuko. I don't care if they're both supposed to be kids. It's still weird. He's like being annoying, and she's very infantilized in the anime, so yeah, even though their age difference isn't that big, the fact that they kind of portray her as baby-like is weird. So I find him annoying for that reason, because he's always like, being annoying with Nezuko, but also because he's a coward. Okay, because he's weak. No, for real, because in that anime, everybody has grit. Everyone has determination, and he's just like a little whiny baby. I don't like him.
Papa.
Oh my god.
I y'all are like
Like,
united on the Naruto one, and I haven't watched Naruto, so I had to put my 2 cents. I don't like Zenitsu.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't think I have a character I'm like... I can't think of anyone off the... Like, if someone annoys me, I just kind of put them in the back of my head. Like, I'm never like, I hate this person. Maybe when I was younger, I was like that.
Ooh, Inuyasha Moroku,
Mm.
the monk, because he was a womanizer.
I mean, pop off. I don't know.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding, I'm
Don't-
kidding,
She
I'm
is
kidding.
kidding.
I'm
That is
kidding.
a joke.
Oh my
We
God.
are not
Ooh.
popping up. No, he was annoying because he was always like...
I don't know, but even with the, like, weird pervert characters, I, like, always just put them in the back of my head. I'm never like, oh, this guy. I don't know. I don't like them, for sure.
Like, I never got super mad at Hisoka, even though he's a freak, and I think it's because he's a villain. We're not supposed to like him
Yeah.
anyways, but Moroku's supposed to be on, like, the quote-unquote good guy's side, so I think that's why I don't
I find
like
it
him.
weird when people, like, when it's a villain, and so, like, to make them a villain, they do objectionable things, and people are like, why would he do that? He's not like that. And I'm like, he's the bad guy.
He is like that.
Let him be, like, irreparably evil.
That's why I'm like, people, like, make thirst traps, or, like, draw thirst traps of Sukuna. I'm like, he would kill everybody, like, by snapping his fingers. He don't care like that.
I think that's what some people like about the
True.
villain
Some people are
characters.
crazy.
They're like, I can fix him.
Oh my God.
Snaps you in half.
Okay, I'm gonna draw another one. Maybe
Okay.
I made too many. We talk a lot. Okay. How has your taste in anime changed? Okay, yeah, definitely when I first started watching it, I was watching mostly shonen and thriller anime. Like, my first one that really, like, got me into anime was, Hunter x Hunter, and so that's shonen. And then kind of the next ones I watched was, like, I started JoJo, then I watched, what else? Demon Slayer, like, just kind of went through all the basic shonen animes that everybody recommends. There's one main one that I'm like, what am I missing? It's on the tip of my tongue. I don't know. Okay, but yeah, so I feel like that's kind of where I started out. And I think it's because my boyfriend Hector got me into anime, and that was what he watched. So that's just kind of why I immediately went there. Oh, Death Note, that's what I was thinking of, which is the thriller, in Tokyo Ghoul. But yeah, so I don't know. After I stopped, like, watching anime exclusively with him and explored, like, what else would I want to watch? I loved shoujo. I fell in love with that, and I was like, why was Hector only watching shonen? Lame. Like, you should watch both, in my opinion, because they both have different things to offer. Yeah, so I started watching a lot of romance, and now I'm kind of doing a lot of slice of life comedy. I don't know, I think maybe I was just more mentally stable to handle the dark of shonen. Now I need something happy because my life is dark.
Wow.
Not the overshare.
Like, college
that's-
experience is getting to you.
That's what college does to you. I'm not, like, trying to make it sound like I'm quirky and different. This is all a joke. Please don't take me seriously.
Don't take any of this seriously.
Don't take any of it seriously. But yeah, that's how I would say my taste has changed.
Me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You.
Me. Definitely the same. Started out with shonen because, like, I think growing up in the U.S., everyone watched, like, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Digimon. And then whenever-
Beyblade. I'm sorry.
Yes. And every time when I'd go home, and when I'd go to India, they would be, like, Doraemon, for sure. Shin-chan, Crayon Shin-chan. Those would be dubbed in, like, Hindi, and I'd watch them even though I didn't speak Hindi. But, like, those were the animes I grew up with, and there was a big pause. And then, like, I think around middle school, again, jumped back into, like, shonens. I mentioned Black Butler, which is, like, very much of its time. And then I started getting into, like, I don't want to say it's, like, psychological, but, like, darker or, like, more thinky animes. Like, thinky. Me when I thinky. One that I saw, like, 2 years ago, I think, it was, like, Welcome to the NHK. It's about a hikikomori, I think that's the word. It's, like a social recluse and him, like, getting out of it. So that was, like, a very, like, it wasn't, like, a funny anime. Like, it made me, like, think a lot. There was, like, anime, Lane was really, really good. If we're talking about, like, style, I love Lane. Evangelion, which, like, oh my god, made me think, at least. I read Vagabond. I read the Vagabond anime. Not that I read the manga. Oh my gosh, I read the manga. And then, I don't know, recently I've just kind of been, like, also kind of not emotionally equipped to be thinking all that much, so I've been trying to get back into slice of life or just, like, funnier animes. Like Gintama, like, it has its serious moments, but, like, most of the time I can just, like, laugh.
No, you hit college and you start watching Slice of Life.
Yeah. You're like, I want to go grocery shopping.
I feel like that's what it is. You're like, let me go back to the days when I was romanticizing my life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, these two are very big Ghibli fans. So, like, part of why people love Ghibli is because it just romanticizes, like, the little mundane things in life.
I agree.
For real. Like, I feel like that too. Like, I've moved from Sonen to Sojo a lot this couple years. Because I just stick to, like, One Piece, Naruto, like, Dragon Ball. I drop it, actually. And what else? Yeah, Detective Conan. It's mostly Sonen. And I feel like some of them just, like, have a good plan between, like, the romance and some, like, boy stuff.
Yeah.
But just, like, I feel like after I watch a more Ghibli movie with Avery, because we do podcasts, go watch it. Yeah, so I kind of love, like, a peaceful vibe more, and I feel like it stick to me now. Like, I'm pretty chill, so.
Yeah.
I like the crazy ones. I like the
Are
crazy.
you a JoJo fan? I'm pretty much up to date, I think, on the anime.
To be fair, I feel like I don't. Not really. It was too bizarre. The
Too much adventuring,
the
actually.
adventure was too bizarre for me.
I love JoJo.
I don't really like slice of life as much because I feel like there's sometimes doesn't feel like there's as much of a plot.
We will discuss this if we get to that question.
Yeah, I have a question that's gonna spark debate between you two.
Well, some of them really it feels like there isn't like a point.
Does it have to have a point?
Well, I don't know.
It can still have meaning intrinsically without having, like, an overarching plot, right? Like your life doesn't have, like, an overarching plot line of, like, this is my character arc.
Maybe just the ones I've watched just haven't, like, caught my eye. I really like Ghibli movies. I mean, like, that's kind of more, some of them are more, like, kind of slice of life vibes.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I don't know, maybe it's just I haven't found the one.
The one piece.
Whose turn is it now?
Mine? You grabbed it, right?
I feel like it's
Yes, I
Yes,
did.
I'm
It
just
is
gonna-
your
I'm just
turn.
gonna take one.
It is your turn.
You made a lot of these.
I did.
a lot of these.
Shoujo versus shonen. I'm gonna answer with a non-answer. Historically speaking, they, like, feed off of each other a lot. Like, Sailor Moon is, like, archetypical shoujo, but, like, it gave so much to shonen, and I'm sure I'm not like Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball was just influential in general for, like, things like character design. Like, Goku is, like, the mangaka has a rule that, like, your characters should be recognizable by their silhouette. Like, if I showed you Goku, you're like, that's him. So, like, that just influenced art styles in general, right? So, I don't know. I feel like they feed off of each other, and they're more similar in ways than, like, people like to categorize them as.
Yeah, I agree. I think when I wrote that, something that I was thinking of is more of just, I feel that, like, the anime community, or whatever term we will use, makes it seem like shonen is like the best and so much better than shoujo, or at least that's the impression I get sometimes when I'm online or when I talk to guys that watch anime. They really like, not all obviously, but a lot of them kind of like dismiss shoujo and act like, oh, it's just romance. Which, first of all, romance animes are good, first of all. Second of all, not all shoujo equals automatically like sappy romance story.
I mean, I feel like you could argue the inverse, that like people who are fans of like only shoujo or like, yeah, shonen is just like dumb fighting and like friendship. People make the inverse argument too. I feel like it doesn't have to be an extreme either way.
Yeah, so either way, I think both sides have extreme views of the other when, like you said, they really complement each other, and they should get along. But I will say, I do feel like there are some shonen animes, in the same way there's probably some shoujo animes that have the opposite effect, but there's some shonen animes where I'm like, this is too much of a boys club for me. Like when I don't feel like I'm seeing like powerful female characters that I enjoy, whenever there's like a lot of like over-sexualization of like the female counterparts, and it often feels like in some shonen animes that like any woman character was just kind of like an afterthought, and they like, you know, just over-sexualize that. I don't know, so that's kind of my critique with shonen. Not all of them are like that. And I mean, shoujo probably, you know, has the opposite problem where there's a lot of is it moe, where it's like kind of like men loving men that they...
Oh, like just fetishization across the board, I think.
Yeah, so I mean, they both have their issues with like what they're fetishizing, but I feel like typically shoujo, even if the men are in a situation like that, they never do it to make it seem like they're less masculine or like that there's something wrong with that, where I feel like in some shonen animes, they like the women characters are just so two-dimensional, and it does feel sexist.
Thoughts?
I
Sorry.
I feel like I like a variety of different things. Like I'll watch like anything if it catches kind of like my interest whenever I start watching it. So it's kind of, I don't know, I don't have as deep of like feelings about it. I watch what I like to watch.
I think so too. I only did that. Oh,
Sorry,
he's
it's
back.
coming back.
Sorry. I don't know, because she brought up categories. I never sit down and watch something and I'm like, this is the third shoujo I've seen in a row.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
I just kind of like watch what you want to watch type of thing.
And I can't speak for how animes are categorized, but a lot of times like mangas will come out in like magazines that aren't for their genre. Like, I'm watching the live adaptation of Kino no ni tabeta, What Did You Eat Yesterday? So good. Oh my god, that's the show I was watching. That runs in a seinen manga, magazine. That manga runs in a seinen, so it's like for young men technically, but like genre-wise, no one would put it there. But it's running there, and it's been since like 2007. So I don't know. I don't think.
Oh, did you get it? Oh,
I don't know.
It looked like
I
you did for a
didn't.
second.
But I don't know. I feel
earlier.
like the genre thing is not as important as people online make it out to be. I don't know if it's like, again, I don't know if it's like a translation thing between like Western audiences and Japanese audiences in terms of how seriously we take like our genres. I don't know. Maybe they'd be having the same discussions over there.
Facts.
I don't know. I just feel like whenever I watch shonen, it's just like the male characters being a protagonist, so it's shonen for me, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, indeed, like some earlier anime I watch in shoujo's like category, just like the female character is very soft, and it just like doesn't raise her voice at all. So it's kind of annoying me at that time. But later on, I watch more anime where the female protagonists just become like very strong, very bold and stuff. So I kind of like it more, but I feel like the romantic elements just keep like the strong element on that genre.
Yeah.
So it's feel like for me like shoujo is more about the romance aspect. For shonen, like I say, like male protagonist trying to pursue his dream.
It's like action adventure typically.
So just basically like that.
Yeah.
I feel like, but I enjoy both though. Like I feel like I have not watched anything that make me like have a thought between like,
the
plan.
two. Yeah.
So.
Right. All right, I just want to say real quick, because I did make a lot more than maybe I needed to, because I didn't know how long our responses would be.
We can do a part two.
Yeah, we could. I was going to say, do y'all want to go around one more time so everyone draws one more, and then we can move on to this thing, and then we can save the rest of the prompts for another time?
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Sure.
Go for it, Miss Sarah.
Okay, I'll do one of these.
One of these.
An anime that disappointed you. I feel like any that I've dropped really. I feel like maybe like a Naruto or like a maybe a One Piece, because people they really like hype those shows up a lot. And when I watched them, it was like I don't know if I mean I know that like you might have to wait for it to get really into it, but I don't know, stuff like that, the really overhyped ones, it's like, oh well, is this really that great? I don't know.
Yeah. Do y'all have a time when an anime disappointed you?
I feel like I don't know.
I
Like,
try to go in with no expectations, honestly. Like, I
Yeah,
get, because the
for
thing
real.
is, the hype, like, fails a lot of shows. Like, JJK has a lot of hype right now, so I'm worried if people, like, get into it, they're gonna be like, it's not that good. And it's like, actually, I don't really like it. I feel like hype plays into it. Like, if it's a show that does not have a lot of hype around it and you find it and you're disappointed by your own standards, right? Like, I don't know. I try to go in with no expectations.
There was two lately that I was kind of like, really? One of them was that new like zombie one by Mappa, I think. I think it was by them. Yeah, anyways. Zom 100, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's like the super colorful looking one. That one disappointed me because I really like zombie media, but then I was watching it and it was just like weird. Again, like sometimes there's just like unnecessary like perversion or just like extraness of characters. And in this case, he's like I thought the premise was funny because it's like, oh, the apocalypse happens. I don't have to go to work. I think that is funny that we're so like, upset that we're trapped in like this capitalistic society, or like, work-life balance is not work-life balancing, to where you're excited to have a day off because of an apocalypse. Like, I thought the drama was funny, but then there was like this whole part where he liked like this accountant that worked at the same company as him. And they like allude to her kind of being like the boss's side piece, and then they confirm it later, and I'm just like, it just felt like unnecessary. It felt like, I don't know, like the way they portrayed that woman was like not fair and unnecessary. Like, she can, like, he was being whiny about it, and then also he like, the moment the apocalypse starts, he's like, I'm gonna go tell her about my feelings. Like, to me, I don't know, I have to like, at least somewhat like a character to stick with the show and enjoy it, so that was disappointing to me because I liked the premise of the show, but I did not like the character. I thought he was annoying, and like, he can be goofy and silly, but I wish maybe there was some sort of emotional attachment to where we root for him. I did not feel like rooting for him.
Like Denji.
Like Denji is the same way. Denji over-sexualizes women, and his whole goal is to cop a feel. So he's not exactly the most appropriate either, but they build up his backstory. You feel bad for him. You have sympathy, and that's what makes you want to like continue to follow his journey to see what happens, even if he is like weird and perverted.
It's not his fault. Leave him alone.
He's just traumatized, so.
Do we get it? No.
No, this is like the most.
Do you think he has things
Wait.
to say?
You're trying to grab him one-handed.
That would have been kind of cool.
Okay, you know what? I did like kill one on my thigh earlier, but y'all were talking, so I was just like, I'm just.
It wasn't that cool. We didn't see it.
Yeah, well, I would, and I got him. Okay. Anyways.
Betty?
Yeah.
Okay. Which one should I take? I don't know. Okay, favorite anime couple. It's the hard one. Like, I watch a lot of romance.
You can just throw out a
anime.
bunch you like. It doesn't have to be in any ranking.
I kind of like
Kami-sama
Yeah,
Kiss.
Kami-sama Kiss is like so
Tomoe
cool.
and Nanami.
Yes, and the one in Lovely Complex. Like, I feel like that one is very funny and it's very stick to slice of life compared to Kami-sama's Kiss. It's just like so cute. I don't know. It's like cute in different ways. Like, the other one is very realistic and the other one is a little bit like fantasy. So that's my favorite couple.
I
Like,
love
I
Tomoe.
love this all the time.
I love Tomoe and Nanami.
Did you get him?
No.
Aw.
I love Tomoe and Nanami. That's definitely up there for me. Have y'all seen Horimiya? That's
No.
another romance anime. I really like that one. It's kind of like a cliche of like the boy is like shy and awkward and insecure, and he has like he's a little troubled. Whereas the girl, she seems like popular, perfect, straight A student kind of thing. But I like it because they seem like they would be opposites and they wouldn't like get along, but they really do. And it's because like I feel like Hori, which is the girl, even though she presents this image of perfection, she's actually super high strung and she's like on the verge of breaking down at any moment, which I really feel like that was me in high school, where I'm like just pursuing top grades, so I probably look like I'm high functioning, but in reality I'm just freaking out behind the scenes. So I felt related to that. And then also my boyfriend was kind of shy when I first met him, so I feel like that's why I'm drawn to those characters. I think that relationship works out well. And then you have like the gender swap version of that in From Me to You, with a what's her name? Sadako?
Yeah.
Sawako.
No, Sawako. No,
I
Sadako. Sadako is like the ghost.
It's like her
lady.
her mean nickname. I'm sorry, Sawako. I'm sorry.
Sawako.
Yeah, and what was the boy's name?
Something gay.
Something gay. Let me look him up.
Sosuke.
I don't know. Sawako and boy. Oh, I don't have internet. Hold on. Korom. Oh my gosh. Kazahaya.
Is that his last name? I don't know. Yeah.
Well, Sawako was her last name. Isn't her first name
Shota is
Koronuma?
her
Yeah,
name.
Sota. I think
Oh,
so.
I'm getting confused. Okay, Shota and
Shota.
Sawako.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really cute. And it's like the opposite of Horimiya, where it's the popular appearing boy, and then more the shy girl. That one's a little more like dramatic, I think, because in Horimiya, he's just like, his troubles is just that he's like depressed and he's been bullied, whereas Sawako, like, people think that she's an urban legend. So it's a little more bizarre. Yeah, do y'all have any couples y'all like? Or duos, it can be anything.
I don't know if y'all have seen Revolutionary Girl with Chetna, but Chetna and Anthony, it's like not like a common romance. Like, it's queer, it's great, like it's fantastic, but like the reason why I like their relationship so much is because it's not a relationship at first. It's like them saving each other from abuse, and then through it they find love, and it's not necessarily like the love is the main goal. I mean, like they kiss at the end of the movie and everything, but like I don't know. I think it's like the evolution of their relationship is like saving each other from abuse, and then like learning about themselves and like actualizing as people before they enter the relationship. I like that.
I like that too.
But I'm not like even when I watch like a shoujo or something, I'm never like, this is my couple, this is who I root. Did I get it? No, I did not. I never like, I don't know, I watch more for characters. I don't think I'm ever like super invested in relationships.
Yeah, me neither. I feel the same.
Yeah.
That
But like
is
those two are
fair.
probably the standout. But even then it's because I like their romance because it's character centric.
Ooh, I would also say Sophie and Hal.
Yes.
That's
Totally
a big
agree.
one. Kagome and Inuyasha. For me, I don't know if I'm like, they're a power couple. More of when I think of Kagome and Inuyasha, I just think of Inuyasha going, Kagome! It means Kagome! Like every 2 seconds. Worst anime couple, just throwing that out there. Misa, Amane, and Light Yagami. They're so toxic. I feel like that's like Harley Quinn and Joker.
Do people like actually like them together?
I don't know. Hopefully not. I did like, who's seen Maid Sama? Maid Sama? I thought you'd
Oh,
seen it.
Mesama. Yes.
Yeah. Misaki and Usui, right?
Yeah.
And
No,
they were cute.
I was thinking they was cute anyways, but
Someone did
Yeah.
not put, I looked up like anime couple list. Somebody did not put Muroko and Sango. He was always cheating on her right in front of her.
It's because he loved her and he was just like testing the bounds of their love actually.
I literally hate her.
what? Sorry, I'm so confused. Like, in my memory, just like a very cute anime version.
It was cute, but like there was some characters that were just like out of pocket for no reason. Toru and Kyo from Fruit Baskets. Yeah, honestly, I kind of felt that way. I didn't like the way they built up the love triangle just to have I forgot the other boy's name.
She annoys me too.
Yuki.
He's just going back
Yeah,
to the
Yuki.
annoying.
I kind of
So
like
many people-
Toru with Yuki more.
Right, but they made it weird. So like they made it seem like it was a love triangle between Toru, Kyo, and Yuki, and then Yuki at the end was like, actually, I just see her as a mother figure. Like what?
It's giving man. Sorry.
Oh my
just saying.
God.
Mommy issues.
Yes.
I don't like. Have y'all seen Toradora?
No.
Okay, well
I
I'm
know
gonna just.
about that, but
I
Is that
don't
the
like
little
them.
short girl?
Yes, so I
Okay.
don't like, because this is a romance anime trope I see happen a lot. I don't like it when it's like a mean, bossy, like short girl. Like they're trying to make some sort of like stereotype out of it with like a guy that's way too nice and a pushover. Because I'm just like, that's just a toxic relationship. Because in Toradora, she's literally so mean to him, but they're trying to make it be like, oh, you know, she's just misunderstood. She has anger issues, sure, but they like each other. They're gonna be there for each other. I'm like, whatever. I don't know. I feel like it's problematic. There's a lot of romance animes out there where it's kind of like that.
There's
where
a word for that trope.
I
where
literally am trying to think of it too.
it's a word. It's like when the girl is like super needy and like whiny, and is like
obsessed.
and like the guy is just kind of there to take it, but
What is
I mentioned it earlier. What did I eat yesterday? What did you eat yesterday? That show, they like reversed that trope. It's like a gay couple. Instead of like a cute little girl, it's like a 30-year-old man with like a scruffy beard being very needy to his boyfriend, like one of the side characters. And like it's just so funny because it kind of makes fun of the trope in and of itself. It shows you how silly it is.
Yeah, I don't like that one. There's another one that's called like Miss, and I don't know, it's the girl's name. But she's like just bullying the guy. I'm like, why is this supposed to be cute? She's just bullying him.
Yeah, I don't like it. Is a trope though, but
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it.
What is it called?
I don't remember what it's called.
I don't remember either.
Well, while you look it up, wait, so most of us have seen Yuri on Ice? Or
I'm
who's seen
aware of it.
I have not
She's
heard
seen
about
it.
that.
it? Okay, their couple is cute in there.
But
We
it's
don't have
like
a-
it's like queer baity. Wasn't that the whole thing?
We don't have a lot of, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't feel like there's a lot of queer representation in anime.
No,
'Cause- yeah.
there is, but a lot of times when you go find it, it's like not what you wanted. It's either super fetish, and I'm not saying there isn't. Like Revolutionary Girl Lieutenant is like fantastic as representation, but like
But we need more and we need better.
I don't know. I feel like
representation.
it's a timing thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying no, but like things take time, I guess.
I didn't know Victor and Yuri on Ice. I didn't know that was queer baiting. Do they not actually get together? Is that why?
It's. I'm not saying I think it was queer baiting, but there was a lot of debate online. Like I'm not involved in the fandom. I can't say anything.
It's been a long time. I watched it when I was in middle school, and I really liked it. I thought it was established that they like each other. I thought queer baiting is like when you
People were calling it that, not me.
No, you're okay. I'm like talking to those people then. My understanding of queer baiting is that it's like implying that something might be queer when
Mhm.
it's not. So they're just using it to get like attention for that.
Yeah.
But I thought they were. So I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I think there's also like a little bit of like cultural mistranslation, whereas like I think I love you culture is a very big thing here, but in Asian cultures, like I can say that at least, like I don't think you see like parents and older figures say I love you, or like there's no like open displays of affection. Like they can be very much in love and love each other and care for each other, but they don't say it. So like when characters reflect that, they're like, oh, they're not in love. Like, oh, they just treat each other like they're friends or roommates. Like they're not even in love. But it's like I think there's like a lot of expectations of what we see as romance versus what another culture might see. And I'm not saying it's exactly the same there with the current generation, but at least with the older generations, like that's not very common.
That's fair.
No, I feel that too. I feel like I'm more touched when characters show like how they care for each other
Rather than saying I
just
love you,
saying that.
absolutely. I'd rather see it through action.
Like, sorry, turning back to like my favorite couple, I would say like Ran and Shinichi from Detective Conan.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're very separate from each other because Conan just like being Skrank, but like if you watch the anime or some movies, you can see like how each other care for each other, even though they barely say I love you,
Mm-hmm.
and not until later on, like they just confess.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
a
yeah.
few chapter ago, just like it. Yeah, it's just like very cute, like the action he did for her and how she cared for him, even though
Yeah.
he's always
for
away.
sure.
Yeah.
No, talking about the term like I love you and how that's used in anime makes me think of the scene in From Me to You, Kimi ni Todoke, otherwise known as Sawako and Kazuhaya. Whenever they confessed their love to each other, it was such a hot mess because they both like misunderstood each other. It was actually like very frustrating. I was very annoyed watching that episode because like what happens is that there's been this big build up. They obviously like each other, but Sawako's super shy. She's super shy. Kazuhaya knows she's shy. So dude, like just go and like assert that you like her. Cuz if you don't do it clearly, she will misunderstand you, and he should know that. And like whenever they confess their love to each other, I think he says like I love you or something, and then she says I love you back, and then he goes, but it's not the same kind of love, isn't it?
Oh my
And she's
God,
like, yeah,
yes.
it's not. And in both of their heads, they're thinking it's not the same kind of
Yeah.
love because the other one doesn't like me. When they both like each other, that episode like really infuriated me.
You know, it's so annoying me
In
too,
Japanese,
like,
there's like different words for different kinds of love. So if he was like daisuki, it could have been like ambiguous. It could have been like ambiguous, kind of. He could have been saying like daisuki is like, I think the direct translation is like big, like love, right? Like dai just means big. So it's like that's not the word for romantic love. So he could have just said that, and it could have been ambiguous. That's why they were so confused.
yeah. and I don't know if that was just Daisuke or Suki. Like
Suki. If you just
Yeah,
said Suki, then that's
it's
even
Suki,
worse
it's
because that's just
different thing.
love.
Honestly, I don't remember what they said.
If you said
but they-
aishiteru, then that would have
but-
been like.
But the
confident.
context, okay? Like, these guys obviously like each other, and they have been talking for a long time. I think that's why it was so frustrating, because it's just like smack in the forehead. Like, are y'all for real right now? Y'all know that y'all both like each other. It's so obvious, and everybody around them realizes it's so obvious. Everyone knows it but them. That's a trope that I find a little bit annoying. It's just like when the main characters are so blind to stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A dumb
Did
protagonist.
you find the word?
Yandere. Or
Yandere?
Yeah.
I was thinking of a different word though, but that's like its own whole thing. We could talk about that word for like a whole episode.
I feel like there was a different word too.
There was a different word.
But I can't. I literally.
I know.
Can't.
Okay, I know what I'm talking about. You know what you're talking. We know what we're
It's
talking
like oh man. I don't know.
about. It's like oh man.
I can't remember it.
Oh,
But I know. Yeah, we know.
Okay,
Sorry,
playing some game here.
Okay, so two more.
Two more.
I haven't done a hot take yet.
I want to
so
do a hot
take a hot
too.
take. Oh wait, then I'm like maybe I should do the other one.
No, do the.
Okay.
We can do hot.
We can both do hot take. Friends or enemies to lovers?
Friends to lovers.
Enemies to lovers.
Oh my god.
I
You're
love
wrong.
enemies to
lovers.
Excuse me. I drew it. I get to, I get to answer first. Okay. I'm going to say. I'm gonna say friends to lovers. I think. Okay,
Teaching
wait.
that from
I don't
personal
know. Maybe.
experience.
Wait, hold up. Maybe,
Whatever.
I will definitely say in real life, 100% friends to lovers. Enemies to lovers in real life, that's not plausible in my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is some animes where I like a little, like, enemies to lovers moment, but sometimes it's, like, too much. Like, Love is War, they were doing the most. But that's kind of the point of that anime.
I didn't
It's
like
called
that
Love
one.
is War. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like friends to lovers, you get to see, like, how their relationship changes. It's usually more wholesome. Okay, Sarah, just say your opinion. What's up?
Okay, I haven't seen
She's
it
like
as,
vibrating over. Like she's like I have things to say.
I haven't seen it as much in like anime, like enemies to lovers, but in like books, I love enemies to lovers. It's, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like it's better to me than friends to lovers.
I feel like it's more devious and flirty.
yeah, because you're like, oh my god, they hate each other. No, they don't. Like
The tension.
but I think the thing is like it's not very realistic. Friends to lovers is what probably would happen, if,
Mhm.
you know. But I feel like in books, I like enemies to lovers a lot.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not thinking with the couples. I'm thinking of like in ships at least, like fandom popular ships, like the enemies to lovers, like when they ship like two like a protagonist and the antagonist together, it's always like really toxic. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. The ship is not something to be taken as canon most of the time. Sometimes it is, honestly. But I don't know. I feel like the friends and then lovers.
They're usually
Works
more
out better.
Yeah,
They're more compatible.
wholesome.
And just because they're friends now, I'm like thinking back with like some ships, like some of them, it's like, oh, this person used to bully the main character, and then they became friends, and then the progression is they became lovers. So like the enemies part is built in, but you need the friends transition, I think.
You know.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh
Sorry.
no, it just remind me of Silent Voice if you
Mhm.
watch it. It's just like from that boy bullying that girl, and then he feels sorry, and then they just become like lover. I just feel like
You can't jump immediately. You need the
I
transitory
know.
phase, right?
No, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
I get what you mean. It has to be enemies to sort of friends.
Enemies
to,
to
lovers.
friends to lovers.
At
That-
least
it makes
enemies
sense.
to allies to lovers, if not
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
there definitely is a transition, but I do like whenever it's not like, oh, it's my BFF from like forever, and like we suddenly realize we have feelings for each other.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, so that, when people say friends to lovers, there's like two different types, right? It could be childhood best friends, which I think those are sometimes tame and a little boring. Sorry, sometimes it's cute. When it's just kind of like they just met each other and they become friends and there's kind of sparks, and so it's that gradual transition to them going together. I feel like that's very satisfying, but sometimes it can be such a slow burn. But so can enemies to lovers.
I like
'cause-
a slow burn.
Yeah, if
I
they-
like when they make me work for it. I gotta keep reading.
I like slow
you
burns
know?
too, yeah.
I mean, I really think I'm just thinking of it as like from a book standpoint. You
Mhm.
know,
Or
but-
if it is an enemies to lovers, it has to be like to a degree of acceptableness. For example, Kami-sama Kiss. I don't know if people would classify it as enemies to lovers, but they don't like
to
each other.
lovers.
Dislike to lovers. They don't like each other at first.
I do kind of like
And
that.
I kind of like it when there's like a little bit of back and forth, but I don't like it when it's enemies, like they're genuinely being mean to
Or
each
they're
other.
like trying to kill each other. If it's like a
Yeah,
shonen or
like-
something.
So like The Devil's Part-Timer is an example where they never actually, because I didn't finish it, they never got together, but the hero and the devil are supposed to hate each other. They at minimum become friends, and I kind of wondered if the show was eventually going to try to put them together, and I was like, hopefully not, because he was a tyrant in another world and inadvertently killed her father. Like, I don't think that's something you can breach.
But she may
Oh, he
have-
made an
But
oopsie.
she maybe changed him.
He didn't even like mean to, and that was like the past him, and like she fixed him. Oh my god.
That's
like,
why it depends.
She made him different.
Because I like some like dislike, as in like, you know, there's some kind of
Like
back
a
and forth.
misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding to
that.
lovers.
I
is
don't
fun.
like misunderstandings where they're like, I thought you hated me because you said something this many years ago. No, that person was wrong. I didn't hate you. I hate misunderstanding. I hate the misunderstanding
It's the
trope.
best.
It
part.
doesn't have. It doesn't have to be that far back, like years ago.
Not even like no. I just don't like like easily solvable misunderstandings are the worst.
Okay, well, think
Piss me
about
off.
Kami-sama Kiss, though. That's a good example because, like, it wasn't, like, a misunderstanding where, like, anyone was being dumb. It was a misunderstanding in the point that they were both in different points of their lives.
I'm talking about solvable ones that are like, if you communicated for like 2 seconds, it would have
Would
been
have been
resolved.
solved. Okay, that's true, because you get very frustrated, right?
Yeah.
That's, like, the kind of secondhand embarrassment as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, I will agree with that. But, yeah.
Last
Good
one?
talk, good talk.
Last one.
Okay, I'll do a conversation.
All right.
Ah, they
she
all
can-
fell out. No.
That's okay.
Arnar.
Oh, no.
A romance anime you like?
We kind of just did a bunch of
We're doing
romance.
something
Yeah,
else.
draw
We're
another
doing
one.
another one. Okay. Do you own any merch? Homie, look at the table.
So talk
Do
about
it.
what merch you own.
Alrighty. Who wants to start?
You.
Oh no. I bought this Dark Magician Girl binder yesterday. I have a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I don't think that counts as anime merch because
Yeah, it does.
they have like a function. You
It,
play
it
the
can
game.
it can still be merch. It can be
Okay.
trinkets, whatever.
I have that Yugi. I'm trying to think back home. I have some of the Duel Monsters manga. I have I think a volume of Yu-Gi-Oh! R. I have Cells at Work. I have some of Cells at Work. Sarah has opinions on that show.
I don't like it. It's okay though.
She's literally wrong. It's okay.
Oh,
We'll save this for later.
Yeah, we never got to
We'll
that
save
one.
this
It's
for
in
later.
there.
As far as merch, I don't think I have a lot. I mean, I'm open to having more. I'm not against it. It's mostly Yu-Gi-Oh stuff at this point, honestly.
I think it's fun. Am I supporting capitalism? Yes.
It's okay to support a little
Yes.
capitalism.
Does it make me smile? Yes. I love having little guys. So I recently started collecting a lot of Funko Pops. They're acting as
I got that one for you.
Yes, Chetna did give me this one. It's Inuyasha. I have 4 total plus a Batman that's not in a box that I got a long time ago. But yeah, I really like Funko Pops. I think they're fun. I love wearing anime shirts. Some anime shirts are like too cringe though. I like a anime shirt that's fun and not cringe. Subtle. Or like, I don't know.
My
I'm
taste
like,
in anime is very refined.
I'm wearing like a Hunter x Hunter shirt right now, and it's just like tie-dye and it has the logo, so I think that's cool.
But they on the back.
They is on the
They
back.
on the back.
They is on the back of the shirt. I have a little Lloyd statue that
Lloyd.
Sarah got me.
I will show it.
He's
It's
sleeping.
so cute.
It's
He's
cute.
a little boy. See in the camera.
He's so sleepy.
I got some keychains. I have a Soot Sprite over here. I have a little Yuji Itadori. I have a puzzle that Sarah also bought me. I love it. I don't know. Maybe I need to grow up. I'm 20 teen. I cannot.
2018.
20 teen. I'm still a teen girl. I'm 20 teen. Maybe I shouldn't. Like, I don't know. Is it weird? Is it okay? Is there any equivalent of like Disney adult, anime adult? Is it?
Yeah, a freaking like weeb.
But like, when is that age cut off?
I think when it becomes like maximalism and people are like justifying buying and storing hordes and hordes of things.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely, it's a problem. Go get help, please. But
What about
Wow.
plushies? Can you have too much plushies?
yes, you can have too much of anything.
No.
I'm
The
bad.
answer is yes. The
I'm
answer is yes.
Sarah,
wrong.
tell us about your merch.
You can have two. Oh wait, you missed the Totoro. In there.
Oh yeah.
He looks like a brown sack,
Yeah,
but you know, he's next to
he's
Sarah's
right
head.
there. He looks like a potato sack. It's Totoro.
Yeah, I don't have like a ton of merch because I feel like a lot of like anime merch is like not subtle.
Also, a lot of it is like whatever, by virtue of us living in America, whatever we get is like what we get.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll go online and I'll see stuff in like what they sell in Japan or even like Korea, like what they'll sell, and I'm like, that's so much cooler than what I can get.
I have like a couple like Junji Ito shirts and kind of like pins and stuff like that, but not really anything else. Yeah, I have a lot of trinkets, but they're kind of like from like other like nerdy like.
Yeah, like I have a couple pins
fascinations
and stuff. I don't think I don't really seek out buying things. I think the first things I've bought were like college, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely didn't buy anime merch until I got into college. I think it's having your own space, like a dorm or an apartment or wherever you're living. You just kind of want to fill it with things that make you happy. I do think, like, when I'm older and I'm, like, living in a, like, house or an apartment, possibly, like, with my boyfriend or whatever, like, what would I do at my trinkets? Trinket room. Like, he can have, because, you know, he's going to have his, like, little gaming setup or whatever. We can also put our trinkets in there, and then the rest of the house maybe should be more adult. So I'm not trying to be, like, one of those anime adults for like the whole house is like anime themed.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do
or
that.
People who put like the decals on their car.
Yeah.
No, one time I was at the hospital. Don't worry. One time and then like we parked and then I like turned over and this guy's like whole car is covered in like the hentai stickers, like in the gas cap and everything.
Yeah, I think it's weird if you're putting half naked ladies on your car. Sorry.
Car.
The whole car. He was.
The value
He
of
had.
the car.
That was a really good car. That's all I can say. There is a point where I think it's too much, right? I don't know.
Well, what about you, Betty?
Yeah, I don't know if poster count March, because I have a lot
Posters
of like
count.
poster. Yeah, so every anime I watch, I have poster of it, and I have more at home, which I
Everyone?
didn't bring here. No,
She's
some
like,
of
every
them.
anime ever. I have a poster.
Some of them. I have
be kinda
Conan.
fun.
Yeah, I have Conan, Naruto, some of them, because
Yeah.
I don't really love it, but I love the song.
Mm-hmm.
So
Understandable.
Valid.
Yeah,
Oh wait, you
I have
don't love
One Piece.
Naruto, but you have a lot of.
like I really love the opening song and the
Oh my gosh.
outro
Yeah.
song.
Is it Bluebird? Is that what you're talking about? Okay, maybe not. There's a really good Naruto opening. That is
yeah,
called
Aren't
that.
there
like,
several?
The music is really good.
You like the music? Yeah, no, that's fine.
do too.
That's valid.
Yeah. Okay, where am I? Okay, yeah, I have a lot of like Ghibli poster, which I put in my dorm, so I can put some picture later to show. But yeah, I also have a little bit like
No face.
a little
Aw,
bit no
so
face
cute.
keychain. I bought it from First Friday.
Bring him closer.
I think I like showed him in the camera earlier
It's
for
so
no reason.
cute.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Everyone
So-
gets a little cameo in the camera. This is a tree
Cameo.
spirit from Princess Mononoke. Kodama. Look at him. Such a guy.
Yeah, I also have a little bit statue of like Totoro, which
Mhm.
I didn't brought here, but
Don't you have the
I
car?
painted.
The guy in your car?
Which guy?
The swing?
Oh yeah, I have no face swinging on
Yeah.
my car mirror.
So we're all weebs.
A little bit.
I mean, I hate using that term.
I
Can
love
not-
using
can
that
I not
term.
just be a fan?
No, because it's gotten to the point where it's become a personality trait. You should just accept that you are in some ways kind of cringy and then just live it out. Live out your life.
You know,
There are people who like take it way too far. Like I am
body
always
pillow guys with their anime waifu.
my AP biology teacher be like, anyways,
Yeah, so
we always assumed he had one because one time he opened up his like one of the drawers where like the like chemistry equipment was supposed to be, and it was just his Dragon Ball Funko Pop. So like I don't know.
Oh.
sorry, no face.
I feel like that's the point where it becomes too far when you start bringing them into your workplace.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a healthy level of liking something.
That
To
goes for
where-
anything, right?
Yeah,
Like not.
for anything.
I think the reason why it's easy to be like weeb or like Koreaboo or whatever is
Mhm.
because it's like weird. Like you're fetishizing a culture that's not yours.
Yeah, I just feel like there's a point where it's like, oh, you like something and you enjoy watching it or like consuming the media, but then there's like an obsession,
Oh,
like
yeah.
obsessive sort of like.
There's people who
level
make it
can
weird.
hit. I mean, I feel like none of us are like to the.
I don't know. I'm like always compulsively checking myself. Like I'm trying to be self-aware. I'm like, am I doing too much? Am I doing too much? But I feel like people who don't are the ones who like go too far and they like self-justify it.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
This question was about merch.
Oh.
Oops.
I was gonna
More-
say I also have anime earrings. I'm wearing. I think I have no face. I don't think I do. I do have it. Yes. No face. We got a little dragon.
A dragon.
Then on this side, this one's goofier. It's the freaking mouse and then the bird
I
from
like
Spirited
that
Away.
one.
So cute.
But I like that one better than the dragon.
Really? I feel like the dragon like could go with anything. This one is so obviously like, fan merch, but I think it's fun.
But it's cute.
It's cute.
I also have, y'all know in Spirited Away, like the 3 heads stacked on top of each other
Mhm.
Yes.
in Yubaba's office. Yeah, I have that as
They
an
look
earring.
like goblins.
Yeah, it's kind of like, why would I, like, if I wear it out, people are gonna be like, what is on your ear? If they don't know what it's from, though.
You can wear it for Halloween.
Exactly. Then no one will ask. But yeah, so I'm thinking we technically have 2 more parts left, but I'm thinking maybe we just do this guy and then we can wrap it up and just.
Well, how long have we been doing it?
Hour and
for?
16.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
you okay? Yeah.
so we can each get a turn answering a
Okay,
question
well,
from this little game,
okay.
and then we'll end. And so if we do record again, we can finish these tasks. And then I also had like a Ghibli awards.
The test.
Or, I don't know why I said tasks.
It's giving Among Us.
Oh,
Actually,
I was gonna say it's giving Google Calendar.
I was thinking psychology, like, cause in little experiments, like I give you tasks.
Oh, I
Oh,
see.
we're just
yeah.
her little
I
lab
was-
rats. That's why she's locked us up in here to do the podcast.
That is true. Yeah.
I like how we
No, it's
all
not.
went different places.
It was all akin to our own experiences. But
Getting
hey,
locked up.
Among
So,
Us.
oh my God.
Rat.
So now that we're done with the conversation versus hot takes portion, I'm calling this hypotheticals because all the questions in here are just kind of silly little hypotheticals. So I'll start with Rumi, aka Chetna.
What am I supposed to do?
Pick one.
I can't read. I'll pick shonen.
Shonen. SHONEN. You have to know how to spell.
Difficult for me. What is it? Fantasy, comedy, adventure, action. I'll pick adventure.
That's like the longest one to spell.
Oh, you're spelling it out.
AD. I'm just gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't think of that when I made this. Okay, pick one more time.
Thriller, drama, slice of life, or romance. Slice of life.
Slice of life. It actually doesn't mean anything. You just still pick one.
Okay.
Okay. What/who is an anime character who you could beat in a fight? And then also, so it's a 2-part question. And also, who's the character that you would never want to fight?
Who could I beat in a fight?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like any child, right? Like technically.
Any child.
Not
Oh
Anya,
my
not
God.
Anya. You said like ability wise, yes, absolutely.
Oh my god. She's a child beater.
No, I'm not. I am not. Okay, I'm
Well,
trying to
if they're fictional, it doesn't count.
Oh, you're the one who said that, not me. Who could I beat in a fight? I'm thinking, bro. I don't know. I know, contrary to popular opinion, I don't be thinking about these kinds of things very regularly.
That's okay.
I feel like Toru from like.
I could beat up Toru. Yeah.
Toru wouldn't even fight back. That's the problem.
She's annoying. So.
I could beat her up.
God.
And then as far as someone I wouldn't want to beat up, Season 0 Yugi, because like it's very easy to beat up Yugi, like little scared boy. He wouldn't fight back either, but then Yami Yugi would take over and then psychologically torture you. So I don't want that to happen to me, so I would not beat up Yugi.
That is indeed scary. I'd be afraid to mess with honestly anyone in Hunter x Hunter. I don't want to mess with Nen. I don't want to get eaten by like the ghost fish. Remember Phantom Troop season? His ghost fish or whatever that like ate you. That was weird. But yeah. Okay. Sarah.
I'm good with this one.
This one. Josai.
E
Josei.
I
Don't pick adventure.
We'll do action.
for 500.
ACTION. Okay, pick one more time.
Action.
Action
Once
again. Okay, let's see. Oh wait, this one's a for Chetna only. I'm gonna read the one next to it.
It's not for you, Sarah.
So I'm gonna read this one, and then before we end, I need to give you that one. Okay.
All right.
Is there an anime ending that you did not like or was disappointing? How would you change it?
Personally, okay. I didn't like the second half of Death Note. I like how it like ultimately ended. I probably wouldn't change that, but I would not kill off L. Or this is a spoiler. I don't know if people haven't watched it, then
This whole thing contains spoilers. People
Yeah.
should have known.
I'm very sorry, but yeah, they shouldn't have killed off L, and they shouldn't have introduced Nier, right? Wasn't that the
Mhm.
Nier and his like the other guy, I forgot his name, Carrot Top.
So
Oh, that was weird.
bad. I just wish it was L all the way through.
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, yeah.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, Betty.
This one.
Shoujo SHOUJO. Okay,
Spelling test.
for real.
Failing.
Fantasy.
FANTA. Pick one more.
I think comedy this time.
Comedy. All right, let's see. Okay. Oh, that was the pick two people to. Oh wait, no, this
Oh,
is
is that
different.
it?
Sorry. Pick two anime characters that you would love to see in an epic shonen style fight. Who would win? Any two characters from anything.
Is that from the same anime?
No,
or-
it can be.
No, from
it
any
can be
anime.
anything.
Okay.
Any like you could pick like Anya versus Naruto.
I know who's winning. Season 1 Naruto, like.
Yeah, no, I would rather pick in the same anime. Sanji and Zoro. Like,
Yeah.
it's like
Mhm.
an ongoing debate, like who's gonna win. Because
Mhm.
they kind of like fight all the time in the anime, and most of the time they're about to like actually get to know who's gonna win. Nami just come in and knock like two of them.
Oh.
So I was like, so who's gonna win? I kind of want to know. So
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see Psyche K and Mob fight because they're both
Psyche's gonna wipe the
characters.
floor. I'm like with most characters. I feel
Yeah.
like because he has so much like unbridled power. If you were to like take off his little.
That is so true. Mob is
Menace.
also very powerful though. Oh, and then there was this other one I watched where he was psychic called what was it called? It was a Chinese anime, which I haven't seen many of those, so that's why it's notable to me. I think it was like the daily life of an immortal king or something. He also has. I want to see like a big psychic battle. I just think that would be fun.
I want to see my most annoying hated character have to fight somebody who's like insanely OP.
So Toru versus like
Oh my
Goku. Goku versus
Literally.
Hoshi, like Ultra
Something
Instincts.
like that,
Why are you hate on Toru
I
so
just-
It's
much?
valid.
It's not just her. I feel like there's other ones that I dislike. I feel like Asta. I'm pretty sure he becomes OP later on, but like him very first episode and like I don't know, like Killua's dad or grandpa or
Oh
something.
my god, that
like
yeah.
something like that would bring me joy.
Bring me joy. Would make me happy. Do you want me to ask you one?
Valid.
Are you gonna do the
yeah,
final?
and then I'll do the one for you.
All right.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna pick Seinen.
I don't know how to spell that. S-E-I-N-E-N.
She doesn't know how to spell it, but then she spells it perfectly. Okay. I will do action.
A-C-T-I-O-N.
Drama.
Drama.
Give me the drama.
You are stranded on an island. What 3 animes would you choose to have magically wash up on shore, and you have a magical way to watch them?
Yeah.
I would want I would want a survival guide, but like I guess I'll watch anime
No,
on the island while I
this is
starve.
this is like a magical hypothetical. Like you've washed up, and for some reason you have a TV, and you know if you could have some VHS tapes, just roll up on shore. What would they be? That was kind of the idea.
Ideally, you would pick like long-running animes, right?
Right. Okay. I like wrote these questions, but I haven't actually thought of my answer. Okay. I'm like, I don't know if I want to pick like something I already know is good, right? Or pick something that's new, you know? Yeah, but I agree. It'd have to be a really long one. I feel like Inuyasha might teach me some survival skills. I don't know. And also, it is very long.
Mhm.
Compared to some stuff I've watched. Hunter x Hunter might be a good one because each season has a very different feel.
Mm-hmm.
So you get kind of some diversity in what you're watching. And then maybe I've never seen, I haven't seen Sailor Moon, like all of Sailor Moon.
Mm-hmm.
And isn't there a lot for
Yeah,
that?
there's a lot, but then there's like the original, and then there's like Crystal, which is I think still coming out, like the movies
Interesting.
are. which is like the Crystal's like the remake that's supposed to be more manga accurate.
Yeah, I would definitely pick like probably a 90s anime because a lot of those are longer. Oh, JoJo might be on there. JoJo has a lot of seasons, but some of the JoJo characters piss me off.
This is a debate. She doesn't like them, and I'm like, you're not supposed to watch JoJo's for like being like this is the best character of all time. I think
so. The camera cut is right here. Our camera died, so you're just gonna hear audio from now on, and it'll probably just be a black screen, or maybe we can like be fancy and add screenshots, but I don't know, so we'll see. Anyways, so we were talking about JoJo, and I was talking about that. Yeah, I find their characters annoying, but I will say like I like some of the fact that it's over the top because it makes it funny. But yeah, a lot of them are dirt bags. Like
I like that they're dirt bags.
Hear me
it's
out.
So funny
okay,
to watch.
Jotaro like
love that man.
Literally called his mom a bitch and
Valid.
cussed her out. Like I'm
Valid.
sorry.
Valid.
Brat behavior. And then Joseph Joestar is the biggest arrogant narcissist
He's
on
so
the planet.
funny. I love him.
I dislike them all. Of course, I'm gonna hate Dio because he's like the main villain. But he literally like he roasted JoJo's dog alive in the first episode.
King.
No,
Papa.
No, that's
can't get
animal
into that.
murder.
I would just say I don't think every show has to have like moral characters where you're like I want to be like this person. Like
wait,
I like watching. Like okay, have you seen? This is like a awful comparison, but like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. The show has been running since 2005. It's a live action, like it's an American show, but like it's about like crappy characters. Like you don't root for any of them, but they're all awful people, and you still watch the show because it's funny to see them interact. It's funny to see them fail, but you still kind of want to see them triumph.
No,
I don't know.
I like shows like that, but I just don't like JoJo's.
I don't know. No, that's just my take.
I feel like a character can be morally gray, but as long as
Not great, like wrong, like completely in the wrong.
Morally gray, completely in the wrong, but as long as there's some sort of like intriguing factor either to their backstory or to the story itself that involves them, then I will maintain it. Like Light Yagami, I mean, honestly, he's a terrible person at the end of the day, but I still really like Death Note because I'm kind of intrigued to see, okay, how far is he going to push his humanity away this episode?
It's like watching, have you guys ever seen The Boys?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like watching
Too
that.
scary for me. I couldn't continue after like the
scary.
second episode.
Honestly, yeah. All of the characters in that show, like almost all of them, are like
awful.
Messed up.
But like,
They're
why are you
all
watching
wrong.
that show, right? Because it's still
interesting.
intriguing to see how far they'll push themselves.
Yeah, but JoJo's just isn't.
I like it. Like I like JoJo's for that reason. I don't know.
It's okay. I mean, I know a lot of people like it.
And I will say part of it for me, I mean, I always value how important it is to the genre. Like JoJo's is so genre defining and important for just like shonen in general, and like how a lot of battle mangas and animes like work. I don't know. I think I give it a lot of credit for that. I think that's important.
I think one of my favorite things about JoJo is like the art style.
Yes.
Just because of the way that, you know, they have a more conventional like color scheme, and then when they get into battles, it becomes a lot more vibrant and funky and fun, and the hair colors are suddenly green when they were just like normal hair colors before.
I think I love
I
the art
enjoy
style.
stuff
I love
like
the art
that
style.
because I do feel like sometimes animes get a little just like repetitive with the way they animate and color things. So
I think especially nowadays
yeah,
because
but
it's very easy to
I just want to
copy.
reference real quick why I don't like Joseph Joestar specifically. Number one, he's a womanizer. I'm listing all his crimes. Number one, he's a womanizer.
His crimes.
So he ends up marrying Susie Q, and he was so mean to her whenever
I
she
thought
was
it was
young.
so funny. I honestly thought it was so funny.
Susie Q in like the finale of that battle or whatever, the main battle in his season when he was young, she gets like possessed by Dio, I think, and he like messes with her while she's possessed, and so she gets like all these like bumps and rashes on her face when they're all said and done. And what does Joseph say to her? He's like, when you get that cleared up on your face, call me. Like, oh my god. Like, he says it was worse than that. It was more brutal than that. I hate him, okay? He's a little...
I think he's
a
funny.
dirtbag.
I think he's just like a
He's
guy, and he's
spoiled.
just like awful, but it's so funny.
And he always goes, okay, when he was young, he would go, oh no. And then when he's old, he goes, oh no, every episode. So that's his redeeming quality is that. I think it's
no.
funny when he does
What
that.
was the question you were gonna ask? Ah!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Keep yanking the wire.
Oh yeah, I was like twirling it. Okay, so now I'm gonna read off your question. Okay, it has to do with Psyche K, which you're the only one that has seen that other than me, so that's why it was for you. Okay, for Chetna only, F and K, but instead of F, it's hang out because it's PG on here. F and K, Teruhashi, which is like the popular girl.
Yes.
Kaido.
Which one's Kaido?
He's the one that is basically in Delululand in cosplay. the
Oh,
whole
I know.
show. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Nendo.
Chunbyo. Yeah, that's him.
And Nendo. Which we have to show them these characters so
we're-
they can visual. I'll show Nendo first.
And you can put them up on the video.
Yeah, we can like add some images. This is Nendo.
Slay.
I'll hang out with Nendo, honestly.
Look at his
Oh,
butt.
his
He has a butt chin.
He-
Wow.
we'll hang out with Nendo.
Oh my god, wait, who put somebody
No,
made an edit of the
Ice
baby
Age
from
baby.
Ice Age as Nendo.
You have to put this in the video.
I do. Okay, and then this one's Kaido, and this one with the white hair. Kaido is a weirdo because he lives in Delululand. He's delusional.
I can fix him. I
What?
think I can. Honestly.
Can you explain what's wrong with him to people listening that don't know the show?
There's this thing called 8th grader syndrome in Japanese, chunbyo. So like when you're in 8th grade, you know how you're kind of like trying to find yourself and you think like sometimes you'll be like I'm really special or I'm different, and then some people like take it too far and they're like I'm actually like
He thinks he has superpowers.
he thinks he has superpowers. He thinks like he has all of these abilities which he doesn't have. But again, I think I
He
can
thinks
fix him.
he's fighting like a criminal organization.
But
Homie
the thing
just
is,
in
out of all
Delululand.
of the characters in Psyche K, he's like, I don't think he's malicious. Neither of them, neither him or Nendo are malicious. Like, Teruhashi, I can't stand her, dude.
She's like
She's
fake
going in the
popular
coffin.
girl. Like she seems like really nice and perfect, but Psyche, he's clairvoyant. He can hear everyone's thoughts, and she's like everything she does is just for social status.
I don't like
She's
her.
very
I don't like her
superficial.
at all. I know she had like a character arc or whatever. I don't like her.
So to be clear, who are you hanging out with?
Nendo,
Nendo. Who are we marrying?
Kaido, I can fix him.
Okay, and then you're killing Teruhachi.
Goodbye.
All right. Also, I need to share this image of the time Nendo put basketballs in his shirt and
Yes.
had boobs.
I like how you said this was PG and then.
Well, we can cut this part out.
Okay. Yes. What are your rankings?
For these characters.
Yes. Honestly though, like you didn't put Psyche on there. I'd marry him.
I'm gonna hang out. Yeah, I know. That's why it would be too easy. I had to put characters that were like controversial.
Yeah.
So I would hang out with Nendo. I would marry Teruhashi. And I would kill Kaido. I'm sorry, Kaido is so annoying to me.
Teruhashi's so annoying.
I think it's the projection because Kaido is like me thinking that when I went to like church camp in the summer as a kid that I was actually at like the Percy Jackson like camp. I would like just make up scenarios. So I think it's too close to home. Like I cringe.
I was very delusional in middle school as well. So maybe that hits home. Maybe we'll have something to talk about. Being delusional as an 8th grader.
being in Delululand.
Were you guys delusional in middle school?
I don't remember.
Not like thinking that you had superpowers, but just being delusional in general. I was absolutely.
I don't know. I feel like my delusion was more like in 5th grade.
How so?
Like, I don't know. Me and my friends. Like, I'm so tired and hungry right now. But if I can remember, my friends like they. At least one of them would like try to convince me and my other friends that like if we like drank this secret potion we would become a mermaid or like she could see dead people. So that was the delusion era
Mm-hmm.
for me.
Betty, were
Yeah.
you ever delusional?
I did. I love like living a life of like the character I like when I
Yeah.
was a kid. So absolutely. Like I remember I watched I don't think it's like anime, but it's cartoon.
Mhm.
It's like those characters. They are animals, but in a cute way.
Yeah.
In cartoon kid like. So they all like swordsmen, and they have like power to do something.
Yeah.
I love jumping like against the wall, just like trying to walk on the wall like them.
You wanted to walk on walls like that?
Yes, and my grandma like caught me all the time, and I got yelled at.
I
But,
was like that when I was younger. It was this show called Electric Company, and they had these powers to like create like word balls with their hands.
Yeah.
And I always just thought like, yeah, when I grow up, I'll get that power. Like there was no thought process there at all. I was like, yeah, in a few years, I'll get my word ball powers. So I haven't. I'm still waiting. Yeah.
I think romance shoujo animes have made me live in a Delulu land with like my relationship expectations. I'm like, what do you mean you're not gonna get sick, or I'm not gonna get sick, and you're gonna like come take care of me, like the little sick episodes. What do you mean you live 4 hours away and you can't come take care of me while I'm sick? Like I think stuff like that.
On a Zoom call, like they're there.
Yeah, like no, with like the hot cold compress, like I put it on, but like I just pretend it's him. I feel like yeah.
So she's in her delusional like 8th grade syndrome now.
Well, because I didn't watch anime when I was little, so I was trying to think of like an anime example that has made me like have certain conflicts with reality. I think that's one of them. Is like sometimes I'm like, why isn't real life like Ray Liana at the Duke's mansion? Why have I not been transported into my favorite book? And then the like kind of like mysterious like character like falls in love with me. What is my life? What is my life?
I like how we're just all confessing to like escapism, just wanting to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
We're just gonna argue.
Did
about
we
it
all?
instead.
Did we ever answer what was the first anime that got us into the genre?
I don't think we did.
I think I mentioned that in my introduction, but
Let's
Not
all go
you all.
around and say it. Sarah starts since she's hungry and tired.
Okay, so when it all started, 6th grade, I was perusing YouTube and I found Death Note like cut into like 15 million parts.
Yes.
So I watched all of them in like really poor quality on YouTube, and that's where it began.
Yeah.
all right. Detective Conan is like a movie that draw me into like anime watching, and I kind of stick to it because the art is awesome, the story is interesting, and something like that. Like
Yeah. Very.
I do hear people.
You're so kind.
Take a moment. Okay, so I think I first watched anime when I was in middle school. I watched Yuri on Ice, and I liked it. I also watched this one called Ruby, which, like...
Yes, the RWBY.
Yeah, it's been a while. I don't even remember what it was about. But then, from then on, I kind of took, like... I mean, not even a break. Those animes did not, like, get me into the genre. Like, I stopped watching after I watched those. But what kind of brought me back and, like, started my continuous, like, anime watching was definitely Hunter x Hunter. That one really sold it for me. I also really liked Death Note. Those were kind of the first two main ones I watched.
Oh, for me, when my dad moved to the U.S., he would like watch whatever. He would watch whatever. So like one of the things he would watch was like Yu-Gi-Oh when it was like originally airing in the U.S. And then so he kind of introduced it to me, and then I watched it, and then I don't know. I took a small break, and then it just popped up on the TV again. And I was like, oh my god, you used to watch this, right? And whoa. It was like he used to watch this, and then so I watched that, and then I kind of like really got back into it. And especially I think like I started getting back into it end of middle school, but then like when COVID hit, like I had a lot of free time on my hands, so I started binge watching stuff.
Good answers. Good answers, ladies.
Yes.
So, yeah, we're going to wrap this up. This has been a long episode. We'll try to edit it down so you're not just listening to us manically talk for 2 hours. But, yeah, so once again, we got Avery here.
Chetna.
Sarah.
Betty.
And, we'll catch you on the next episode. We'll do another one like this where we sit down and discuss. And then we'll also do some future ones where we talk about the history of anime and we analyze some tropes and genres. So, thank you for listening. We hope you have a good day and see you next time. Bye.